the brainstorming ideas for you guys and be sending it as like a little reminder, end of semester. Like, look at what we did. Isn't this cool? Like, this is your little sheet of stuff to work with and preparing for the next semester. We're also, holy crap words, going to be talking about what we'll be learning next semester, but I'm not sure if this is today or Thursday.
Yeah, that's Thursday.
Okay, so
Thursday meeting's about next semester. This one's
we'll be covering
the overall scope of this semester.
Yeah, we'll be covering everything we're going to learn next semester, and we're going to be messaging you guys at some point asking like, hey, so does this interest you? Are you guys still up for the next semester? Or are you like, nah, I just wanted to learn this semester stuff and I don't care about you guys and goodbye.
No, just send it out to everybody that's still in the group, like you guys and everybody else. Just saying, like, hey, are you guys interested in being part of next semester too?
Yeah, like does
the words out of my mouth, Priscilla?
Do any of these topics
we're not wanted by them.
No, I just mean like, do any of these topics interest you, or do you like, oh, I don't think I'm interested in any of that, and I have like more stuff pending that I want to focus on, and so like, okay, we understand. Would you like to stay updated and like maybe next semester see if there's anything else that would interest you, that kind of thing,
No, I love learning.
Me too.
And expanding.
I don't care what was on the next thing. I just want to do it.
I want to get better at shit. The better you
this
are.
is what I tell you.
Those were fun.
I don't mean to set like a precedent. I don't want to like pressure people into doing it because of that.
Dang, Collins, you got cocky over the last semester. This semester, you're real cocky.
No, I'll try not to be.
No, he's one of the.
Look at that hair. It looks like a rooster hair.
For real, Colin and Brandon.
Because Colin said it. He's like, that is all. I want to learn. I don't care. That is all.
Yeah, guys, that's all I care about. I'm super like I only care about learning, nothing else.
I'm taking advantage of you.
I'm the perfect student.
And pretending to care about all of you.
You're a sponge, right?
There you
go, Colin. You go with your bad self.
I've been actually scripting when Priscilla said you guys don't Google stuff, I was gonna say well, actually this whole time I've been actually writing out my interactions with you guys. Like I'm scripting every meeting. That's
so you got a character analysis on me already? Damn, I gotta watch.
I've been looking at notes. I have it right here, under the camera. You can't see it.
The truth is, guys, Colin is actually a psychopathic murderer, and he's just been studying us this entire time.
Oh no,
learning our weaknesses.
Remember that idea?
He's not a murderer. He's a savage.
Wait. Remember that idea we had where some killer would come behind and kill us all one by one?
Yeah, it's Colin.
No, Colin's is a savage. He's not a murderer.
A couple seasons down the line, so we have next semester. That's next second season. I have it about season 4. That's where I'm at right now. That's when that's gonna happen. It's gonna be a really great climax. No one else is gonna see it coming.
Oh, okay, good. He's warning us.
Priscilla. Priscilla sees everything coming.
Yeah, I see everything.
Oh, I just sorry, never mind.
You guys ready?
Careful, don't hit her blind spot.
I see everything except for most things.
Everything.
Anything next to me.
Sees everything with her mind's eye.
Yeah, my third eye is super powerful.
That would be a dope script. My mind's eye. I'm gonna steal that.
No, but it's actually pretty cool that they show that when you're praying or chanting or meditating, the middle of your brain actually lights up, and that's where the legends of third eye and stuff.
So let's all try.
I guess you could say that's pretty lit.
Try it. Oh man! All right, you guys ready to start? Questions. You guys are procrastinating on the questions.
Well, Coda asked the questions. I'm going to
I think the correct term is stalling.
Stalling, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, they're all stalling while they oh crap, what were some of the questions? Let's Google it real quick.
What were the questions? I don't even know what the questions are. How do you stall for something you don't know?
So we're using the same questions we had from the previous 3 quiz games. We still have the little card thingy. So we're going to ask you some of the questions we already asked you of stuff we already learned and see if you guys remember.
This is did you learn anything this week? But this time it's, did you learn anything this semester?
Yeah, but again, guys, don't feel bad if you don't remember. Try your best guess, because at the end of the day, we're here to learn, and we know how busy all of you guys are and how much you got on your plate. So sometimes you know the thing in the back of your head, but you're nervous or you've got so much in your mind that you don't remember it right away. We get that. So we're not here to like shame you guys like you learned nothing. No, we're here to like
Fun.
Yeah, this is all just fun and just
have fun.
and just to get everyone else on
Answers.
the same
Just
board.
so you know, everyone, the answers are BADD.
Yeah, you could be a sponge, but the thing about a sponge is once the sponge is filled with water, you can't take any more water that day.
Sometimes
Then you just dump it all back out.
Not
Yeah.
if you have a second sponge.
Yeah,
I'll be
but
the
have you
Patrick for tonight. If you guys be the sponge, I'll be the Patrick.
okay, let's start, honey. I'm gonna mute mine.
Patrick's more
but-
dumb than SpongeBob usually, so that.
Yeah, I feel like Patrick right now.
Yeah, that's true.
All right,
Brain
crap,
dead
we're-
right
I'm
now.
gonna go in order
This
by like the
conversation.
people.
I don't understand where this is right now, but okay.
We're on episode
Scylla,
9.
you're gonna start.
What are we talking
Scylla?
about?
Okay, I was
Are you
gonna
guys
say
ready?
I'm gonna
You guys
mute
ready?
myself while I'm meal prepping, but go ahead. I'll answer when you
All
tell me.
right. Question number 1. Who are the heads of a production?
The producers, obviously. No, I'm kidding.
No, that's it.
Wait,
That's
should we-
it. That was
how
like
do
one of
we
our
buzz
basic.
in?
Hey, I was gonna say the main, but okay, go
Because
ahead.
people always think like when you're first starting out, certain people think that it's the director, but usually it's the producers at the top or the investors.
Yeah,
How do we
money
buzz
talks.
in, or are we like how are we answering
Welcome to the
questions?
real world.
Yeah.
I thought Priscilla was going to meal prep and mute herself.
Oh no, like I'm listening and when it's my turn, I'll unmute
You
myself.
can listen and mute at the same time. You know that, right?
Yeah, I'm saying if I don't hear you at first, like just say Priscilla and I'll just be like, oh yeah.
Okay, we
Yeah, you
won't be
didn't
doing
give
that,
us
but
a
thank
second
you.
to think.
Daniel, you ready?
Yep.
What does a script supervisor do?
Script supervisor is they basically keep track of continuity. They keep track of what else? Really, at this point, I'm only going to be able to think one or two things, to be honest.
What's the second thing?
You're like
Really
a million
catching my
of them. Oh, Brent, you weren't here for the class on script supervisors. Did you manage to watch the videos? Were you able to?
Nope.
Priscilla, I thought you was meal prepping.
Wait,
What?
let
I just
Daniel
didn't want you to
answer.
feel out of okay. Jeez.
Let Daniel answer. Daniel. So you said they maintain continuity and
They maintain continuity and they basically maintain basically they work with the script, like the actors, to make sure the script the wording is correct.
yeah, I'll accept that. All right, so yeah, basically they
Thank you.
maintain continuity of the script. They note any changes that have been made to dialogue
Okay.
or the scenes so that they have a current, accurate script at the end of each day, sending that off to like production heads or the
I'm
director,
half awake, V.
stuff like that. They defend the script if the director or the cinematographer is trying to do something that's going to go against the story or not make sense in a story continuity sense. They will say like, hey, you know, this doesn't really make sense because he was happy in the last scene and now you're making him angry, or it was day and now you're making it night, so the time doesn't make sense. And then the director gets to decide if they want to go ahead and do it anyway, or if they want to listen to the script supervisor and stick story continuity.
They time each scene as well.
They also maintain the timing of each scene for the editors. Like after the director calls action, there's usually a few seconds before the actors start using their lines. And so they'll actually start keeping track of what time the actors start the actual scene and when the actual scene ends, even if the director hasn't called cut yet. And then they'll give that to the editor so they'll have a better sense of how long the story is going to be. In pre-production, they also go through the script and kind of play it out in their head or play it out to themselves to see, like, to get a estimate of
vibe.
how long the script will be, of how long the film will be. And they keep track of
They also
actors
break down the
blocking-
script too.
blocking and movement continuity so that actors are picking up the cup with their right hand, and if they're going to the next scene and they're going to turn around like this, they're going to keep it in the right hand. Taking pictures of the things on the screen for the from the camera so that they can see like what's in the
Frame.
what's in frame and what's not.
And make sure there's no Starbucks cups in frame.
Yep, and they keep track of all that and like the props and the placement continuity. So they're doing a bunch of stuff. They also do something called lining the script, which is showing like each take what was captured. Was it just this line of dialogue and that's it, or was the whole scene? And they keep track of all that.
And also
do a
different
lot.
types. If
We
they
learned that last
if their mouths are moving in the scene, like if you can see it, it's a straight line. If you can't, it's a squiggly line. It's like a bunch. The videos explain a lot better. I was gonna say, honey, when you asked like producer, you didn't go into like the different types of producers because
No,
it's not.
It's like that was just like a super basic question from the beginning.
Oh, okay, because the head of the script would be of the production would be either the producer or the executive producer, right? And then you'd
Yeah.
have the line producers underneath, and then the
Associate
Other-
producers.
associate producers and all that. Okay.
Yeah. All right, Colin, your turn. What is a slug line?
It's the little like okay, that's like the thing for like a scene, right? Like that's what that like sets the scene, and it like gives you information. It gives you like time and like day and all that other stuff.
Yes, it's the thing at the top of the script that starts each different scene. Anytime they go to a new area, you do a slug line, or AKA a scene header, which has whether it's exterior or interior, the location, and the time of day or night. All right, Sarah, you awake?
Yeah.
You ready?
Sir.
This one's harder. So, what is an intercut in a script, and when is it used?
Oh, an intercut? Oh. Wouldn't you intercut like it's like a separate scene? No, well, not a whole scene, but like a piece that kind of gets cut into the regular dialogue. So, or like an intercut, sorry, like an edit.
Mhm.
Isn't it when they intercut? So it's from the original script, they'll intercut and then it's like added a piece.
Not sort of. If you're saying, I don't know how you're saying exactly. It's like if somebody was on a phone call and there's two different places, and they're going back and forth. They'll just say like begin and intercut, so that they're not.
Oh, that's what it's right. Okay.
Interior,
I got
the
that wrong.
cooking room, interior, Priscilla's room, and going back and forth doing that. They'll just say intercut between these two because they're having a phone conversation.
Intercut, Brent,
makes
because you
sense,
said cut
right,
between
that's right.
dialogue. Yeah, it's an intercut, which is basically a cut between one scene and the other of two people talking to each other, or two things
Two
happening
different
at the
locations
same time,
without making a bunch of scene headers over and over again, basically.
or two things happening at the same time simultaneously, that kind of thing.
Yeah. All right, Raphael, you ready? Oh, this one's easy, I think.
Okay.
We'll see. All right.
He got confident as soon as you said it was easy. He was like, okay.
What is an AD on a set?
A what?
An AD.
Assistant director?
Yeah, that's it.
And
It was like the first assistant director, the second assistant director, the second, and
If
so
you had got that wrong, you would have just muted
Anyone
yourself
else
for a whole
fighting
night.
Anyone else fighting the urge
Yeah.
to go ding 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 or just for fun?
No, just you,
I
Priscilla.
want that. I want people to do that. That would be great.
I kind of wanted to
Yes,
do it
that's
on
what
the
we
you're playing.
I'll
Well,
say
let's
this:
vote-
if
let's
someone
vote on
else
it.
knows the answer and the person got it wrong, just be like, it's this.
Okay.
No, I mean, like, honey, one thing is, if the person doesn't know the answer or gets it wrong, you also should ask someone else. Like, okay, anyone else know it? You know?
Yeah, but we have
Nah,
so
that-
many questions this time. I was just trying to.
Oh,
That's
right.
too
You want to
much.
like rush
That's
it
a little
up.
too
Okay, yeah,
much.
fair enough.
Sarah's falling asleep. That's too much.
Brent, you
Yeah, I
ready?
don't know. I'm not feeling I'm feeling
You're
a
not
little.
feeling too well? All right, so go get some rest, man. Drink some.
No, I'm fine. Like I'll still listen. I'm at work
Okay.
anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
Drink
why I'm
some
just like
water.
tired. I
Part
didn't sleep
anymore,
very
or
well.
what? You just want to listen?
No, I'm participating. I'm just
No,
explaining
just
to you why
listen.
I'm a
Drink
little
some
tired.
salsa water. Yeah.
I have lots of water. Yeah.
Brent
Okay,
has
that's good.
spoken. No, I'm kidding.
Brent has-
I
Priscilla,
appreciate
go
that.
meal prep,
Brent
please.
is the dad.
Brent, you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. What is a parenthetical, and what are the two kinds you'll find in a script?
Hold
Brent, come
It's
on.
not. Hey,
Oh my god.
what if he uses Bing? Huh? That's not Google
on. Parenthetical.
or Safari.
Let go.
Oh,
Brent, at least hide your phone. Don't show it. At least pretend like you're not Googling.
At least pretend like you're thinking and be like, huh, I don't know.
Okay.
Have your phone up here.
Exactly.
No, 'cause
Give
then it
me
looks
a
deceptive.
second.
All right,
No.
there you go. Good job. Good job.
Parenthetical. Okay. It's those little descriptions of something appears after the character's name and dialogue blocks to spell out the tone, intent of the action. You know, like a parenthetical. Like I'm seeing Colin's glasses falling down and it's blocking out the tone. Yeah, there you go. It's parenthetical. There you go.
Not really.
Yes
It's more
and
in-
no.
it's
Like
more
he
in
got the
how-
first part
Yes,
right.
I'll go with the yes part. I'm talking about no.
it's more in how the way the dialogue is spoken.
Like,
So
he was
if
right about the
Colin
tone
was
part.
saying this
I was right about the
angrily,
tone, spelling out the tone to intent
If
of the
Colin was
action.
saying, if Colin's line of dialogue was "I like Brent,"
Uh-huh.
but
He
was-
does though.
but he's
I
gonna
like
say
Brent.
but he's gonna say it angrily, then we need to know like
I
like
like
Brent.
Brent.
what that kind of like.
I like Collins.
I like Brent.
I don't like Priscilla.
Oh,
Wow.
I like all of you guys.
Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome.
Thank you,
I
Sarah.
like all
Alright.
of you guys.
Good. So a
Flora,
dialogue parenthetical is how the dialogue is spoken, whether it's like angrily or if it's not clear based on the script how they're saying it, then you need to put
Okay.
a parenthetical to make sure they know how
What-
the actor's saying it.
So
And
it's
then
like it could be an
character-
action as well too. Like if,
Hmm?
or is it mostly for dialogue? It's not action as well.
No, you don't use parentheticals for action.
What
Not
if it's
usually.
like, what if it's like chewing, like, you know, like,
Like a gesture, like
or like with
No.
a mouthful
I
or
think
something?
I've seen
you know?
some scripts do like smacking or something, like if they're chewing gum.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
like
was
a
gonna
gesture,
say
like he
the-
scratches his eye while he's saying something. You know.
Yeah.
I was gonna
So
say
that
the
sometimes,
script
but
that I was
usually
reading.
it's just used to explain how the dialogue
You
is.
were back.
Because I was gonna say the script that I was reading
Oh,
last week, it had something similar
Not
to
I
that
know,
where
I.
he was explaining like with a looks at so and so as a parenthetical, like looking at so and so, showing that the dialogue was directed at that person, so that he knew to look at that
Or
person.
it could also be used like that if they're looking at, if I was going to look at Colin, but I was talking to Brent. So
Right, because they also said that parenthetical remarks can be an attitude, verbal direction, or an action direction for the actor who is speaking the part. So I guess when you're
Yes.
speaking, and
right.
you're
So
doing a
that's like how they
parenthetical.
would say it, like how they usually it's used for like how they say the line of dialogue.
Right, right.
It's
Only if it's absolutely necessary.
but it also
Yeah,
can
only if it's
be.
necessary. You use it very sparingly. The script itself should have you should have the
Would you say
basic
parenthetical
how
in
they're
the?
saying it.
Would you say parenthetical in the notes, or you would just parenthetical? He
It's a
does this.
parenthesis. It's a
It's like a little
parenthesis that goes underneath the person's name before their dialogue.
Oh, okay, okay.
So and then a character
For example?
parenthetical, a character
Yeah,
parenthetical,
honey, you have
if
two
there's-
examples there.
Huh?
I was gonna say, honey, you have two examples there that you can use, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm saying it, yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
A character parenthetical is like when they are like speaking into a phone, you put into phone next to their character name. And here is the example I have. It's Mark, he's speaking into a phone, that's the character parenthetical. And the dialogue parenthetical is he's saying it sarcastically. You know? Is that coming through? It's backwards on mine. Okay, cool. All right.
The character parenthetical is like the action that they're doing or the way that they're going to go about that dialogue, and the dialogue parenthetical is the way that they're saying it, the tone.
Now the character parenthetical is like if it's off screen or something like that, or if it's into a phone, it's like very
But
basic.
it also can be if it's directed to someone. Like I've seen that in multiple scripts where it's.
Not usually in character, no. Not usually.
But
next to
I've
the-
seen it a lot though. That's what I was gonna see, because I've been reading quite a few scripts lately, and I'm like,
I-
oh, there's some parentheticals where it's like looking at so and so, and he says something that's
Right.
directed
We're
to
talking
everyone.
about
That would be
this.
the dialogue parenthetical then. That wouldn't be character.
Oh, I see what you're
Usually,
saying.
like character is usually like it's off screen, off camera, something like that. But if they're saying it to a specific person, it would usually be in this one.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
All right. G, you ready?
Thanks for that clarification. Thank you, Priscilla. I also noticed that as well too in some scripts, but your husband kindly explained it.
Thank you. Oh, wait, I just said this, but
Mellow and V said something.
what is O.S and O.C in a script, and why are they used?
That's to who?
What do they
I
mean?
think
Why are they
it's
used?
on screen.
That's the who. That's
I
the
think
slate.
can you hear me?
Yes.
I think OS is on screen and OC is off camera.
Damn, girl.
It's
There you
off,
go.
off screen and off camera.
Oh, okay, close enough. Okay, I understand it.
I'd give you
Kind of
help.
how she is now.
But okay, and then
And-
the second part of the question is why are they used?
Because you want to know if your performers or if their voice is on screen or capture them on camera.
Yep.
Like if you hear backgrounds.
Yeah. Like if they're in the bathroom, but you can still hear their voice,
Yeah.
but they're somewhere else. Yes, exactly.
Oh,
Yay.
good job.
Yay!
James,
That made
you
me
ready?
so happy.
Stewart.
My
Miss
one
Anna
moment.
V.
Yay,
Stewart.
success.
Thank you for the honor of letting us hear your voice for the first time.
Word. She's warming
Aw.
up. Next thing you know, we might see an eyebrow.
Okay, for record, I've been on here a few times, but thank you. Brent, knock it off.
All right.
You'll get used to that, trust me.
James, you ready?
James is pretending like he's not here.
Hello. Hi, I'm here.
Hey, what is the difference between the director and the assistant director?
Okay. Well, the director has actual control over the vision of the film, whereas the assistant director acts more of organizer. It keeps the director on track and, you know, not all crazy like George Lucas. in the prequels.
And
No, that's
partial
right.
right.
That's right.
Partially.
What do you mean part? Okay, go ahead.
The
No,
assistant
no, that's the
director.
success sound.
Right.
Success sound.
All right, what's the rest of the answer, Brent?
Hit
I'm
me.
waiting for you to correct the teach.
I'm crying.
Instead, if you guys say you gotta
Mhm.
No, that's just cheering him on. That's the only thing.
No, that's right.
I
The
didn't think-
director is in charge of the whole thing. They're more over the creative side of things. They're the ones choosing how the story flows and everything like that. And like, you know, what kind of props get put through. They're put in place by the producer to run the whole production pretty much, like from a story standpoint. And
And
then
also a
the
business
assistant
standpoint as well
director,
too, right?
huh?
Also a business standpoint, like he'll make sure everything is in line for the director.
The producer, not the director. The director's more of on the creative side only.
Yeah,
usually.
yeah, assistant director, right?
Yeah. The assistant director is
Pick
more
up a
on the
copy of
technical
this
side.
document. He
They
will
work
be
with like
going around.
extras, the crew. and
Right.
They help organize the thing on set, pretty much.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Still, it's your
All
turn.
right, I'll let him slide.
What
All right.
is V.O in a script, and where would you find it in a script?
Voiceover, and you'd find it as a parenthetical, I think. Or am I wrong
Yeah.
on that part? Okay, good.
But which one? A dialogue or a character?
Voiceover would be a.
And
Give me a
Voiceover.
second, Brent.
there will be a voiceover.
I'm confundindo, filho da mãe. Okay, a voiceover would be a dialogue parenthetical. Dang.
It'd be next to the character name.
See, Brent got me confused. I blame Brent.
Oh, okay.
It was the meal prep.
No, he
Daniel, you
was
still
really
awake?
good at predicting the future. That was it, you know.
Daniel,
Okay.
So you
It's
can repeat
fine,
the
I
answer
thought-
again?
I humbly
Daniel's asleep.
accept that I got
No,
it
I'm
wrong.
not asleep.
Oh, okay, you
Wait.
ready? Wait, did you guys want the question again?
Yes, please, an answer.
What is V.O in a script, and where would you find it? Where would you place it within a script? The answer is voiceover, and you would put it in a character parenthetical, which would be next to the character's name. It'd be like at the beginning of a movie when someone's telling a story, it'd be their voiceover.
All I can say is Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman actually acts more as a narrator, which might be
I was gonna say, yeah.
might be just a character. But
Oh,
yeah,
you're right.
Because he's not in it. He's doing the voiceover, right? So
right. But
Yeah,
if
you're
he's
right.
actually in it,
A voiceover would be the
Morgan Freeman is the
character.
only person who always has VO in his for his lines of dialogue every time. Everywhere.
Yeah, a voiceover would be a character talking above a scene. Or, honey, give a good example. I think you have a good example on there, don't you?
no.
Oh,
he can just say it off the top of his head. You don't need
But
to make
yeah,
it.
like okay, so a voiceover would be like somebody explaining what they did last week and why they like this town, and then they show a scene of them in school, and then they're not having a voiceover anymore. They're actually in the script. They're actually in the story. I mean, on screen. But their voiceover was going while they're showing, maybe this outside of the school. Maybe you're showing the town, but they're still talking over the scene. So that would be a voiceover. All right.
Sam.
Daniel, what does the director of photography do? AKA cinematographer, DP, DOP.
They are basically in charge of the camera. They basically are in charge of this working with the director for the storyboard and shot list, and to make sure to basically frame everything properly when it comes to the shots.
Yep.
And just make sure everything is cleared up with the director.
Yep. They work. They're over the camera and light crews, and
Yep.
they also work.
And
Really
yeah, they're in charge of the gaffer, the lighting for the scene too.
Yep, they're pretty
All
much
right,
in
lads.
charge of the look. They work really closely with the director to find the look of the film. Like,
Yep.
who's gonna be?
I think I did say
how
that,
close
but
they're gonna
in
be
a
in frame.
long ass way.
Yeah, you're gonna be doing like the storyboard with the director and working close to figure out what they want, where, when, and
Yeah.
pretty much.
I'm waking up a little more. I just splashed myself with freezing cold water, so
All right, trying really hard. Thank you, I appreciate that. Colin, you ready? What is a match cut in a script?
Oh no. Okay.
The English are too many.
do do
Oh,
do
okay.
do do do
Mass
do
cut.
do do do.
It's a cut in. It's a shot of a box of matches. No, I'll keep thinking. It's I'm pretty sure
When you use a cardboard
I
box for a
vaguely remember it.
filter.
I'm gonna have to actually fish out of my memory. I'll try and
He needs to call a
12
friend.
by 1 by 8.
guys, let the boy think. Stop talking over him. Give him a few seconds.
Hey, I hear the Brazilian accent come out.
Oh, I
Yeah.
remember. It's the thing where you have like a similar looking thing to another cut. Like you have I don't know, an eye, and then it's fades into a pond or something. And that's
Yep.
the match. Yeah.
Yep, it's like the previous scene and the next scene. The previous scene's last moments have something that looks like the start of the next scene, and then it fades into a match cut. It's I know a movie did it where it was a bag of weed that turned into a forest in the next scene because the bag of weed looks sort of like trees, and then they do people's
cool.
eyeballs, making it look like a galaxy in the next scene. So
Don't want to spoil anything. Breaking Bad does it all the time, in every episode. Don't spoil anything, please.
But
You
yeah,
just did.
I know Coda's watching it too.
That's not spoiling anything.
Yeah.
that's
Fair
fine.
So
enough.
look for that when I watch it. Oh, this is what
Alright,
Collins is
Sarah, you
talking
ready?
about.
Oh my god.
You there, Sarah?
You know too much.
All right, Raphael, you
sleeping.
ready?
Yep.
What does a second AC do?
Oh, okay, I don't know this one.
Let him Google it.
No, I'll just say it. All right, so the main duty of them is to use the slate or the clapperboard. And
I was gonna say, let him guess.
he said he doesn't know it.
He said
Well,
he
let him
doesn't
guess.
know
Let
it.
him try.
He don't want to guess.
Okay.
Would you
I
like
was
to
just gonna
guess,
say.
Raphael?
Anything, you should give other people chances to say if he doesn't know.
Assistant something. I mean,
No,
that's
we're
all I
trying-
got.
Guys, there's just so many questions.
We're trying to go
You want.
quickly. I understand that. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
You're trying to drag it
maybe like, what do you think it is? Like, see if he's right, because sometimes they're just scared and they actually know, but they're not
No, like
completely.
I didn't remember what match cut was, and then I like thought for a while and remembered what it was. And that was literally like it just
Yeah, exactly. So like maybe give him like a little second.
Okay. Would you like to ask the questions?
No, I'm sorry. I don't mean to like.
What is going on?
What is this?
Voiceover.
I just heard lightning from your ass. I'm like, what?
Balls of lightning from your ass. To read
What
it.
was that? Look at Sarah.
I was
All
looking
right,
up something
Robert,
and
would you like to
Braveheart
guess?
came on.
Yeah, the only thing I could come up with is like assistant something. I don't know.
Yep, it's assistant C. C? What would that stand for?
Assistant to the ocean.
Set, assistant to the set.
No, it's a C, not an S.
If in
Assistant
England we
camera.
spell it with a C. Higher.
I see that coming.
You don't.
He's lying.
Don't you dare, you bloody Priscilla.
It's an assistant camera.
Oh, damn.
Second assistant camera. All right. Does anybody
feel
want to
bad.
take over and say what they do?
Go ahead, James. Take it away.
I don't know if James is here. Anyway, their main duty is to keep track of the scenes and the takes, and they're the ones writing the stuff on the slate and the clapperboard. They probably work with the script supervisor, getting their information from them about which scene and take they're on for each time they go, and they do the little like clap in front of the camera. Okay. Who's next? Oh, Brent. You ready, Brent?
I come to fight
When-
as free men.
When do you capitalize a character's name in the action of a script? The entire name.
There you go,
And
Lakota.
don't you dare, bloody, don't you dare.
That's a clapperboard, guys. Yep.
Okay. Thought he was going to say something. Could you repeat the question for 200, please?
When do you capitalize an entire character's name in the action of a script?
Interesting. According to my calculations, it sounds like you do it in the beginning of the script to introduce the character.
Bing, bing, bing. There you go. Yep.
I had to use Colin Brain there for a second.
Are you guys
Anytime the
messaging each other?
character is introduced, so he can be introduced in the middle of the script and also have his
Don't
name
you dare.
capitalized.
Don't you dare add to my question. My
Oh,
answer.
but come on, you got it right. It's an introduction of a character.
So you got it wrong. I'm just like expanding on it.
No, don't expand
That's
on
true.
nothing.
That's true. A new character could come in the middle of a script. But
We all know that.
anytime you're introducing them,
Well, for those
Yeah.
who might not, I'm just saying.
That is true. Yes, Priscilla, you get points for that. Kudos for you.
I'm not trying
He
to
gets
get.
brownie points.
V, you
I'm
ready?
trying to jump on people points, yo.
Ay, ay, ay.
Wait, I want points too. Can I have some points, please?
Supporting Priscilla's a supporting pointer.
You ready, V? All right, what is a gaffer on a production? What is their job?
Oh, a gaffer? Aren't they the?
Hold on, this is V.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, this
Sounds
one I
familiar.
don't know. This is the
Give-
one.
Give it
Ah,
to Sarah since you skipped her.
I know. I was like, yeah, go ahead. Thank you.
All right, Sarah, would you like to take over?
Oh, not entirely sure. Isn't the gaffer the guy who holds the pole?
Nope, that's the
Nope.
sound operator.
Sound. That's
Mm.
the sound off was the boom op. Sorry, that's a boom.
Yeah,
op.
that's the
Never
boom
mind.
operator.
What is a
sound
gaffer?
operator.
Yeah,
Sound technician. They have a few different names, but yeah.
I fucked that up. But you know what? Whatever.
And we didn't
Anybody
skip
wanna take
Sarah.
over?
We asked. We called her. She was busy.
Does anybody want to take over this question?
I
What is a
can.
gaffer. Yep.
I
Go
guess.
ahead, Slater Media.
Gaffer is the light technician. You can get key gaffers that are basically in charge of all the gaffers to make sure the lighting is proper for the scene.
Thank you.
Yep. That's them. They work closely with the DP and
Yep.
and the lighting crew to set up lights as efficiently
Oh.
as possible.
They are lighting crew.
Well, they're
And they have
technically
to have
like they're like above the lighting
Definitely.
crew.
And they have to
They're
have
Definitely.
knowledge on
They're the
lighting
supervisor and awareness
regulations.
of the lighting crew.
What do they do again? Sorry.
They work closely with the director of photography and the lighting crew to set up the lights as efficiently as possible.
No,
Okay.
gaffers are lighting crew. Grips are not the lighting crew.
No, but gaffers are more like a supervisor over the lighting crew, like the ones.
Okay, I've always known it as the lighting crew. So
Listen, it's not what
No,
you're
there's a
known as in
lighting crew,
Canada.
and then there's
You're
the
in
gaffer.
Canada. They
Yeah,
call
that's
things
true.
differently and do their things differently in Canada. This is America. The gaffer is what Lakota said it is.
I'm sure it's different on different sets. Like the
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm pretty
depending
sure.
on the budget,
Yeah.
you might have the gaffer be the sole leader of the lighting department.
like
The
this is
sole-
this is mainly for like the largest sets that have
Yeah.
a million people for each specific job.
You guys are technically, yeah.
Because I remember like we were watching a small production and there was the gaffer, and then there was like 2 or 3 people who were helping him with lighting. And I think one of them was a PA, and it was like a smaller production. So
okay. When I've been on bigger sets, it's like when I was a gaffer, it's like I always dealt with the lights. So
we also heard that they need to
It's
have
basically
like
like a chief technician,
knowledge.
right, for the lighting.
Yeah, we
Like
also heard that they have
electrician.
to have knowledge on like the regulations, how much
Yeah.
wattage they're allowed
Got to
to.
be an electrician as well too, like know
V
about
asked, she
electrician.
said, I've been meaning to study that along with grip. Is it all lighting department? Grip is not. Grip is what department are they considered? Daniel, do you know?
that would be grips. That would be the grip department. But there's about 5 different types of grips.
But the grip department's
Grip
like
in
the ones
Canada,
who set
listen.
up, like dolly tracks and like
Yeah,
Grip in Canada is more of a
kind of
like
stuff.
a United Kingdom technician and filmmaking, video production industry. They call them grips. Mostly use that in Canada.
What?
No,
What?
I'm joking.
wrong.
what have you been
No, I'm
smoking,
saying I'm
Brett?
reading something that said they usually use the grips in Canada. You know, that's a more
Grips
of
are
a
used all
Canadian
over.
thing.
Grip,
Wait,
there's
Canada-
about
in
5
Canada,
different
they
types
use
of grips on a set.
Grips help with the dolly. They help.
Yeah,
With
dolly
building
grip.
equipment and cameras on the set, basically. They build, grip is mostly responsible for building and maintaining the equipment that supports the camera.
I mean,
That's what grip
I'm sure they don't.
Like they have like the rigging systems, but the camera
Yeah.
is mostly the camera department.
Yeah.
Right. But that would, but so they are
They
not
help
really.
set up how they probably is a better way of describing that.
Like they set up the rigging and stuff. That's what they
Right.
do.
Yeah.
And then the
Right,
gaffer
right.
and the lighting crew set up the lights according to how
Right.
the director of photography's overseeing them do that.
Okay. You're welcome. You're welcome, V. I hope I explained that well for you.
Okay. James, you ready?
James is cooking right now, ATM. I don't know what that is, but
At the moment.
oh, that's
I
at
go,
the
you
moment.
ready then?
Yes, I'm cooking ATM for dinner.
It's like I'm cooking
all this money.
ATM. I was like,
That's good. I like that.
Oh, James, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Okay. All right. What is room tone and what is it used for?
So room tone is the sort of kind of ambient noise that you hear in the background in any room. You don't notice it obviously because you're not paying attention to it. But it can actually make or break the audio that you record. And what sound recordists will do is that they'll record room tone. So they'll have everyone stay silent. They'll record the tone of the room so they can have it as a sort of like light psychological background noise to help. And it also helps just like hide all of the edits that they do to the sound. But what it really is just like the ambient noise of the room. And it's used to sell that effect that you're actually in a room when in the sound design.
Yep.
damn, that's some good cooking right
That's
there.
it.
All right.
So yeah, that's exactly right. Like it's basically if you stayed silent, whatever room you're in is gonna have some kind of noise, even if you don't notice it. But especially if you have any kind of fridge or like clock, it's gonna make some kind of noise. And what
Everyone
they use
quiet
to
for 20
record-
seconds for room tone.
It's about 30 to 60 seconds that they record to get the room tone, and they use it. How he said they use it for edits so that you don't notice when
So
you're cutting from
question.
one dialogue to the next. Yes.
So with the room tone, what if you you know, say your room is not soundproof, you hear a lot of outside noise? that affects the room tone or ambient in the room?
It depends on how much noise you have coming through. You might want to do some ADR at the end or something, like some
Okay.
voiceover kind of, but have like the actor do it for each scene.
Okay.
If it's
Okay.
too noisy. If it's not too noisy, then they'd probably just capture whatever sound you're getting and then use it since it's going to be there.
Right. Because I saw them shooting for New York. What is it? What is that New York cop show? I've been on for like 20 years or 30 years
Law
since
and
we've
Order?
been
Law and
born.
Order?
Yeah, there you go. Law and Order. They were shooting Law and Order, and I was like, yo, it's mad noisy. I'm driving a bus by, and I'm like, how are you guys getting proper sound with all these buses and they got
In
a
that case,
shipyard?
In that case, what they would do if it's like too wind, if there's like a lot of wind or cars, is they would do ADR. They would record the scene and then they would go back in the studio and they would have the actors record their lines again.
Yeah, they
and
do a loop of the scene showing them it over and over again until they can match it with like
their
how
mouse.
they did it. Yeah, like match it to their lips on screen.
And
Match it to the lips
also
on screen.
the way that they're saying it, because a big mistake, for example, is when you're in a very windy scene or when you're running and their voice is completely normal. Like you would
So
be yelling if it was a windy scene, like if there was wind all around you, you'd be like, we have to go. But no, you hear sometimes like really crappy ADR, they're like, we have to go. And there's like wind all around them.
So in an ADA room, basically, you have to have it soundproof then.
Yeah, it's usually like a studio has it or someone.
What if I
has it.
make my
ADR.
office an ADA room?
It's
So
ADR.
ADR,
It's
sorry.
like audio
ADR.
dialogue replacement.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to do. To make
It's
your own
pretty
room
easy
for
to
that.
do, soundproof the room.
Yeah, I can
Also-
I can help you on that. So
Sounds good. Okay. What?
Sorry about that.
I'm like, yo.
That was the ATM.
He said he's gonna help me. He's like, oh, get the fuck out of here.
All right, who's next? I don't remember.
I haven't gone in a while, but I don't know.
Oh, I asked James, so now it's Priscilla.
Right.
I don't think you asked Colin anything recently.
No, it was probably Brooklyn.
What?
I actually did think it was Priscilla, but I said that in a way that was like sounded like it was a joke. I actually did think it was Priscilla.
What is a pre-lap in a script?
A pre-lap?
Yeah.
Oh crap, that one I forgot. Okay. Pre-lap.
He just needs to Google it. Hold on.
No, I'm not Googling it. I got a handful of
It's
mustard.
Safari, I can't remember.
I don't know. I don't remember that one.
Would you like to guess?
Okay. I'll probably guess wrong, but I'll try. Okay, a pre-lap in a script is okay. Is it a type of shot?
No.
No, and
No. Sounds hard.
It's a pre-lap is a screenwriter term that refers to a sound transition
phone
writing
down.
using to connect the line of the dialogue or sound effects from an upcoming scene to the action in the current scene. It is transition the sounds from the next scene, beginning play at the end of the previous scene before the cut.
Oh, I remember now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
So it's like if you hear a car coming in and it's like the screen is black.
Far away,
And then
right?
it's getting ready to
Oh my gosh,
crash, and then it
yeah. Oh my,
shows
I
the
feel so
crash. That would be a
dumb.
pre-lap. It's
I knew
sound
that.
leading
I
up
feel
to the
so
actual
dumb.
scene of that sound taking place.
Right. It's like in a movie, you hear the screen black and hear the sound coming, the car screeching. You're like, where is that coming from? And then boom, you see the scene.
Yep, and that would be what is considered a pre-lap.
Okay. Damn it, that's so easy.
It's okay. Don't beat yourself up. You're
Yeah.
cooking. It's
Oh, well.
okay.
That's
You're cooking
fine.
ATM. Yeah.
Daniel, you ready?
Sure.
What is a clapperboard or a slate used for?
Clapperboard, a slate, or sticks, whichever you want to call it,
So
is
many
basically
names.
to keep
Whiteboard,
track of
blackboard.
the take, so you know what take you're on. So if you're taking like 3 takes, you know which one's good for editing. Also, it keeps track of the scene that's being filmed at that moment for editing. So it's easier to just edit. It's easier to edit with a slate than not a slate.
Mhm.
And it also keeps track of the date on there. So when it comes to editing, the editors can know what date what date it is. And with the scene, with the take, so they know which take's gonna be the best out of the 4. Because it'll be written down by the script supervisor or the AD.
Yep. And last thing with it, what is that going to be used for?
That is for sound.
Yep. That's to match sound to video. It's to sync it, like whenever someone's talking, you have that at the beginning so you can sync the sound of the slate clapping down with the actual look of it clapping down, just like Daniel's doing. And then we can have all the dialogue and the whatever sound effects line up with the rest of the scene. So we don't have to like try to match it ourselves by looking at their mouths. But yeah, everything else like is exactly right. All that stuff is how they keep track of it, and then they relay that information the script supervisor. But that's your basement. All right, Colin. What is the difference between special effects and visual effects?
Oh, okay. Okay.
You better.
Special effects are effects that happen like in reality. The visual effects are the ones that are like added in post or whatever. Like those are the ones that are, created, fabricated, whatever.
Repeat the question again.
Exactly. Now is what's the difference between special effects and visual effects?
And what was Colin's answer?
Colin answered right. He said special effects happen on set, like in reality. It'd be like having an actual live explosion, like something go off that makes an explosion. Or visual effects are added only in post. So it'd just be like a CGI explosion. Like that.
I see a lot of movies do that now. They do
Special effects could also be like blood,
Yeah, special effects can also be blood if they have like a blood.
Oh, that's makeup special effects.
Explodes.
Yeah, but like.
Yeah, but nowadays everybody's doing what this. I feel like a lot of people are doing visual effects now. It's like a cut course and material and everything.
Yeah, but
special effects are also called practical effects because they happen on set.
Right.
But they can also be more. They can also be more expensive. But also, you don't always need the. You don't always need the. What's the other one? Gosh, I mixed them up now. The special effects and the.
Visual effects.
Visual effects. You don't always need the visual effects, and a lot of movies overdo it just because they can now, which is really annoying.
Sarah, you ready?
For
a question?
Sure. What is it?
What does a PA do?
A PA, they're the production assistant.
Yep.
They help out doing all sorts of odd jobs around set. Sometimes we have a PA doing lockups, standbys. They have the key PA, and they're part of the locations department. They all have radios. And yeah, so they'll do odd jobs. Sometimes they're laying down floorboards. Sometimes they'll have PAs and prep crews. You have PAs and main crews, and you have PAs and wrap out crews, and they all kind of end up having different jobs. But usually it's just a lot of like the odd jobs around.
Great job.
Yep, that's pretty. Yeah, they do like pretty much anything anyone needs. Pretty much, they have a PA help them with. Like if they don't have an extra hand, a PA will step in and take the place, stuff like that.
Yep.
Exactly. They'll do like everything pretty much. All the little jobs that need to get done. Let me see. All right, Raphael, you ready?
Yep. I'm here.
What is a log line?
Oh, log line. It sets. Shoot. Give me a second.
All right. Googling.
I think it sets the setting.
That's a slug line.
Log line. Oh, I think it's like the premise of like basically like one sentence description of your movie.
Yep,
Good night.
that's it. The one sentence
yeah.
thing, so that the production execs can look at it quickly and see if it's something they're interested in or not. And so it should be like eye-catching, and it should summarize the film, the show, or the book, and states the central conflict of the story, pretty much. What is this about? In one sentence.
Have a good night.
Brent, you ready?
Yeah, sure.
What is the main responsibility of a production manager?
The main responsibility of a production manager. He manages the production. One of his responsibilities.
How does he do that?
Well, he'll find out, basically,
Hello.
is a production manager like an executive
Thanks.
producer on the all right, repeat the question again. Production manager, right?
What is the main responsibility of a production manager?
Let me think about that.
Let him take his phone out. So
No, I'm thinking. Don't answer. I'm thinking. Okay, so according to my brain and Colin's brain, production manager acts on the decision that has been made by the producer to create like the scheduling projects, look over the budget, oversee work that the production coordinator had scheduled for him. Basically, almost like a screen. What do you call it? The script supervisor.
No, script supervisor doesn't do budgeting.
No. I was using an example. Don't misunderstand me. I was using an example.
What's the example?
That they're supervising over the script. So a production manager he basically looks over the scheduling and work that's being done involving casting and hiring of artists and the contracts and stuff like that. He can do a lot of things.
Okay. I'll accept it.
Better accept
their
it.
main
Priscilla, don't you say nothing. Priscilla, don't you
But
say
this
nothing.
is the job I want to do. That's why I was
Their
gonna
main
say.
things are budgeting and scheduling, and they work closely with the first assistant camera and the producer to get all that done. So they're working with like everyone's schedules, figuring out like when to do this, when to record and film, based on how long like they have the shooting like this shooting schedule and stuff like that to show like how long it's going to take to shoot each thing, and then they'll take that and say and like make a schedule of when they can do it. So they have to keep track of different like locations, actors, the crew, and schedule it all based on everyone's availability. Mainly just the actors and the main key roles, but yeah. And the budgeting. So the budgeting is an aspect as well. But yeah, that's right, Brent. Thanks for your brain and Collins.
I was
Thank
gonna
you, I
say,
appreciate
that
it.
mean that Colin's like texting you the answer?
He was, but why you have to say it out loud?
he's the teacher's pet,
Privately,
of course.
he privately chatted me in the private chat and said, "This is the answer." It was kind of long. I had to kind of like skim through some of the stuff. I was like, "Ain't no Collins could type that fast."
And actually, what I just wrote was just literally, "This is the answer," like nothing else.
All right, V, you ready?
But yeah, that's a job I hope to do at some point.
What is subtext? Oh, come on.
Subtext?
Subtext. Hold on, it's V.
Subtext. Maybe like a line that comes in like after the main dialogue, or maybe like a line that comes in before the dialogue, possibly.
No, it's
Not at all.
Does anybody else want to answer, or do you want to keep guessing?
No, I'll stop now.
Go ahead, Raphael.
It's
What
like
is that
underlying
annoying?
information. It's not what they're saying, but it's like what they're
Okay.
meaning.
Guys,
Yep.
I'll be back in like 15 minutes.
That's it. So if someone's saying something in a line of dialogue, it's what's implied, but not actually stated by what they're saying. It's basically saying something without words. So the implications. And they do
Lakota?
that a lot in like spy movies. They'll say a line, but they'll really be meaning something else. And then you have to like kind of see what the subtext is to figure out what they're actually meaning with what they're saying instead of just what they're saying.
Lakota?
Yes.
James said he's going to be a few minutes, so
Okay. Thank you. I didn't hear.
he said it
Alright,
when you were
I'll
speaking. So
skip James then. And I'll go to Priscilla.
Okay.
Thank you. Take care.
Oh, hold on. We already asked this. Oh, hold on. All right, here's the next one. Ready? What makes good dialogue? What makes good dialogue in a
Oh,
script?
good. I got the easier one.
You want to go ahead without multiple choice?
Sure. Why not? Give myself a challenge.
All right, go ahead.
I got cocky. I might as well pay for it. So, what makes good dialogue? Good subtext. Show don't tell. Natural sounding conversations that are dynamic and but also serve a purpose and a point. And
Good night.
let me see, there's one more, if I'm not mistaken, in my head. Dang it, there's one more, but I can't remember. I'm sure I'm right on.
No, you're right on most of them. All right. Well, you're right on all of them. It's just there's extra like there should also be everyone shouldn't understand each other all the time because communication has misunderstandings and miscommunication all the time. So someone will say something, someone will take it one way. That's considered good dialogue. If you then there's and it should also
natural sounding dialogue falls under that category.
Yeah, sort of. Not really, because you can have something sound like someone can misunderstand something. And that'll be a difference than just having it.
Anyway.
And then, like you said, subtext, which is people not exactly saying how they feel. And then there's also it needs to show distinct character personality.
That was the one I was trying to remember. It's each character must have its own distinct voice.
Yeah, you should be able to cover your names on the script and figure out who's talking based on how they're saying it or what they're saying. Have a certain way of talking or like how they're saying things.
Okay, so I'm going to be cutting up chicken right now. So if my turn comes and I'm still doing it, hopefully not, but you can skip me, okay?
Okay.
So Lakota.
Yeah.
Brent wants to try to do an impersonation of Bernie Mac real quick. But when you're done.
Did you say Brent?
Yeah, this guy Brent.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. I gotta get into character. Hold on 1 second.
Who's Brandy Mac?
Yo, can I get into character, please? Priscilla, mute yourself. I'm sick and tired of this shit. You've been fucking with me for a motherfucking long time. You know what I'm saying? These two motherfucking kids is bad. 2, 4, and 6. These motherfuckers is bad. Somebody come help me. You know what I'm saying? We all family here. We all family. You know what I'm saying? I love the motherfucker, but I really don't love the motherfucker. I got a gay little motherfucker. The little motherfucker walking with his little bow legs ass. You know what I'm saying? I want to knock the motherfucker upside his motherfucking head.
That sounds like Snagglepuss a little bit.
No, it doesn't.
I was gonna say, all right, well, we
A
definitely
little bit.
have to put a 18+ rating on the video now.
Hey, boo boo, do you want to pick your best? Hey,
You just wish.
Dude,
You started
I'm
something.
sick and
Brent.
tired of your shit, Daniel. Shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Fuck, these motherfuckers put up your.
Stage left.
Oh God.
my
Okay,
God.
honey, let's move on.
All right.
Thank you, Lakota. I appreciate that.
Daniel, this is a multi-answer, so you can get as many as you want, and then I'll just take over from whatever else you leave out. What are the main things done in a pre-production?
In pre-production, you said.
No, Daniel, please.
I was gonna say you're not allowed to answer with that voice.
I'm not allowed to speak like Yogi Bear.
No.
So fuck you. No, I'm kidding. Pre-production basically is setting up the locations, setting up casting can be pre-production sometimes. Depends on the production. If it's a lower budget, then they count that as pre-production.
Mhm.
What else? Basically everything they need to do before the movie, like basically just setting up locations, setting up the actors, setting up the budget behind the scenes, even the script storyboard, the storyboard and the shot list and call sheet. That's all pre-production.
Mhm.
And pre-production is also setting up like the day before. Sometimes some crews will set up the day before or a couple of days before the scene. So everything is set up so it's ready to roll on the day.
Yep. That can all be considered pre-production. There's, like you said, everything that takes place before the production is like scheduling. You got budgeting. Like you said, there's location scouting. Like you said, there's gathering cast and crew and equipment. You are making the props, costumes, wardrobe. You have production meetings, the rehearsals with the actors. You get permits. You acquire permits. You acquire rights to the script and the music and whatever else you're getting for the actual film. You're gathering finances, making deal memos and other documents like the shooting schedule and the
Call
storyboard
sheets.
and all of that type of stuff. And you're making, and you also, if you have a set, you're doing set construction. So it's all done during pre-production. Colin?
Ding, ding,
ding.
Huh?
What should not be in your action description in your script?
You should not have we. You shouldn't have like we look and whatever. We see. Yeah, we shouldn't have that.
Oh, you just said don't have weed for a second. I'm like, what?
Well, yeah, that's not a hard fast rule. Wait, so like this, I feel like this question is kind of confusing because like I don't like. Are there any like specific like
like I had the word we,
like what what shouldn't you have? I could say like, oh, you shouldn't start describing a fairy tale because it doesn't make sense if you're like in an action, like writing action description. Like what is like the question? I don't really get it.
There are specific things that you shouldn't have in your action description. Like
you said the word we, that was one of them.
Okay.
Action description is just the description of the scene.
Oh, don't have like don't put cuts, like don't add different cuts, like cut to and all that stuff.
Yep, that would be in a different part.
Or give a description of the scene.
No.
Yep, non-relevant descriptions. Stuff that doesn't matter shouldn't be in
like
there.
backstories and stuff like that.
Not be part of my answer.
Yes. What else? Colin, anything else?
I think we wrapped it up, me and Colin.
Yeah, I think that was good.
No,
that was
like how characters are
3
feeling.
points. That was good.
How characters are feeling shouldn't be in there, and characters' thoughts. You shouldn't write characters' thoughts in the action description. It's an action description, so only whatever's happening on screen. If you were watching the movie, you would be seeing exactly what you're reading. That is what goes into it. All right, Sarah, you here?
This has been very informative.
Yeah, I'm driving home, so I'm listening.
What does a line producer do?
A line producer?
Yeah.
I feel like I've been asked this question before.
Yeah, all these
Just-
questions have been asked to you guys before.
Yeah, a line producer, they aren't they in charge of like organizing at the top, making the decisions on, you know, how the production's going to go, where
Pretty
they're not the
close.
ones with the money. They're not the
Pretty-
ones with the money. That's the what's the other
It's like a
producer.
daily operation. That's what you're trying to say, right, Sarah?
Yeah, but like at the very top, like it's not like the production manager who manages like on set and stuff, but the producer oversees and makes like the final decisions.
No,
Well,
actually, the
no.
line producer is more down with the unit production manager. So
Oh,
they
okay.
actually are like on par with them, working closely with them.
Right.
Okay.
And they kind of do the daily operations of, you know, the film, advertising the film and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, they do like the day-to-day myriad details of the actual production process, seeing that the production stays on schedule and within the budget constraints.
Right.
So like they'll be on set looking at like if someone's trying to all of a sudden add something that's gonna be really expensive, they'll be there to be like, whoa, no, where that's not in the budget, or they'll
Right.
like get it approved by someone higher up, and they're there to
Right.
like check and make sure everything's running the way it should be.
Or get some funding. Yeah, so yeah, making a movie is a lot, especially a feature. That's why they be causing a low budget movie be like what 20, 30 mil, you know?
Yeah.
And
Like,
that'll be a
follow
low
that, I love
budget
that.
movie. Like
Yeah, that's why it's like you can start seeing why it costs so much the more you look into it. It's just like holy
right,
crap,
there's a lot of
that guy,
intricate
that guy,
details in there.
that guy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, I might have a couple producers on my feature film. I've been talking to people.
Nice.
We know you're active, bro.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm laying down. That's not all
Yeah.
active.
definitely.
You're
That's 'cause
actively
you're so exhausted
delegating.
from being active.
I'm active lazy right now.
All right, you ready, Raphael?
It
Yeah.
sounds like they got a defibrillator on or something.
I think that's probably Sarah with her car. Or
Yeah.
something. All right, Raphael,
Oh, okay.
give an example of when to use a dialogue parenthetical. We just said this.
When you're trying to basically when you're trying to tell the actor like how to deliver it, or the director.
Yeah, kind of like it's for whoever's reading the script, so they know how the character is saying it.
Right.
Because the director can choose to change it if they want. But yeah, in the script itself, it would be it would just be like how that character is saying it. Are they saying it in a contrary
Yeah,
way
like-
to what you would read it as if you didn't have that little description of how they're saying it? Or
Okay.
like you said, if you're looking at someone else while you're talking to this person, that could be in the dialogue parenthetical. Good job. Brent, you ready? All
Yes,
right,
sir.
same as Daniel. I'll just have you go ahead, and then I'll fill in whatever you leave out.
Okay.
What are the main parts of post-production?
What are the what? That's
What
a
are
very
the-
broad
What are the main parts of post-production?
main parts. That's so broad. Main parts of
What are the
post.
main things that happen in post-production? There's a few different things.
Okay. Definitely editing.
Yep.
Definitely Collins, you could jump in anytime to help me. Definitely editing,
isn't-
sounding,
isn't
editing,
all
sound,
encompassing.
editing. You got to do the all right. Editing. It could be like you got to do the sound check. I guess check the sound on the film. You got to check the
Like they gotta add like the sound effects and like music
Right.
and stuff. And
Yep.
Thank you.
That's called
Yeah,
Foley,
that's what-
Foley work.
there you go. That's the joy.
Exactly what I was thinking.
There you
And
go.
then marketing. Check for marketing because now you got to try to market that that post that production and because you can still get the film pull in post production, right? If the budget is not well, after post is
You
all the
probably
actors.
wouldn't have it pulled in post production, but you would have, like, if they were giving up on it, they would probably not be marketing or doing as much with it. But they probably,
Oh, okay.
I don't know like, for sure, but I'm pretty sure once it gets to post production, it usually goes through, even if they kind of don't do it as well as they should, because they're just like, pump it out.
Okay.
By that point, I feel like they've dumped enough money into it to where they're actually going to go ahead and go through with it. But correct me if I'm wrong.
Right. So, yeah, just like with me and Collins was
Yeah,
basically
because there
saying.
have been movies that have been in like post production hell for whatever reason. Sometimes it's not even because they don't want to pump it up, because like issues with budgeting, funding, because they make
They
a
never
movie
get
but then they
released.
don't have enough money to release it, or the studio pulls back on the release date and keeps pushing the release date further.
Right. So like what Collins was what he said, sound mixing, I think Collins said. I said editing and sound and visual effects Collins mentioned. So I think we should get a half a point each.
All right, I'll fill in the rest. CGI, which is it's like a different visual effect. Foley work, which is what you guys said. It's the sound effects that are added to the film.
Right.
There's editing, like you said.
Color
It's
grading.
just like general editing is like picture, matching the picture and the sound.
Right.
Making it in a way that you have like a rough first cut to show.
Right. What is color grading?
Color grading is also in there. There's sound mixing. Sound mixing is taking all the sounds and deciding how loud and quiet each sound's going to be so that the whole thing flows well together. So you don't want the music to be too loud to where the dialogue can't be heard, usually. So then that's sound mixing. Then you have
Color
the
grading.
soundtrack, which is either like you either have soundtrack or composing or both, which is getting like different music rights and things like that to have songs in your movie. And also composing would be someone doing an original score for your film. You have marketing, like you said, which is promotion for the movie. Distribution, if you get to that point, if you're a lower budget, getting distribution's hard, but once you get it, they'll distribute your movie in whatever format they wish. You can also have the ADR, the audio dialogue replacement, which would be, if something was too loud on set, they'll go back with the actor and show them that loop to get them to line as best they can to match their lips. There's also reshoots done in post-production. Reshoots would be if you're missing something or if something didn't work right or if anything's wrong in a scene that you need, you'd go back and reshoot that scene. And then, like you said, there's color correction. And then there's the final edit and all that. So yeah, theatrical release, blah, blah, blah. All right. V. V asked, is it most common to do a trailer in post-production? She's heard that some do the trailers prior to actual filming. I'm not sure. I've never heard of I don't know. Maybe like a teaser trailer.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I always hear that they cut the teasers while they're like finishing, while they have some scenes. I've heard of that happening sometimes.
Yes and no to that. If they need funding, they'll make a teaser to go with the pitch.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah, but
like that's what I'm doing with one of my projects is right now is I'm gonna film the teaser soon.
Right. But doesn't it? I think it usually happens either during or in post.
Yeah, the trailer most of the time.
Because
The
I think it's
official
usually
trailer.
during, honestly, because they usually take scenes that are already finished and then
but
add in the trailer.
If they're trying to get funding, they'll shoot a small scene and show the producer that it can be what the film's going to be about, like just to have a little extra beef to show the producer to get funding on it.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, it's most commonly done during post-production because you see a lot of scenes that are in the trailer, but they didn't put in the movie,
Yeah, I mean, like,
just
so
things
for
that they
bigger
think look
movies,
cool.
probably during for the first one, and then when they come out with the second one, that's probably closer to the post production.
Yeah.
And that's why they have multiple trailers to show you different parts because they weren't done with those other parts yet. But yeah.
I will do research on that and I'll let you know
And
next
then-
week because now I'm curious a little bit more about that.
Yeah, we'll look into it. And Brent asked, he has a few artists who rap and we can use their soundtrack. Yes, but you'd have to make a deal with them and have to acquire music rights.
Ain't no deal with these guys, man. We're in Brooklyn. I don't know if you know anything. Were you in Florida again or Virginia? What is it, Virginia, right?
Virginia. Yeah.
Okay, in Brooklyn, these guys, man, they just want to hear their song on something.
Well, then
That's
they
all they
don't.
care about.
They either need a
Well,
contract.
you
Only
still
if
have
you're-
to do
only-
a deal because otherwise they can sue or they can.
Nah, they can't sue. I see what you're saying. All I'll do,
No, they can.
I'll do a verbal agreement over the phone and say, hey,
Oh,
Hey,
no.
Dakota.
Write up a
You-
mini
written-
contract.
That's not gonna
Just,
hold
like,
up, right?
Write up a mini.
all right, so I'll write a
I mean, New York
contract.
is the one
Okay,
party.
sign
Is
this,
You
the
please.
one
need the actual contract for them to sign it and sign off that you can use their music for whatever.
All right, definitely.
Like
I'll do
we're
that.
all very good friends, but if we are in like a production together, we're gonna have contracts because at the end of the day, there needs to be a deal. There needs to, make sure that everyone's doing their
Even if
part. And
everyone-
that,
The
We are
deal
all
is,
the-
the
we are
deal
all
is, I'm gonna put you.
co-directors. That's like a part
Right.
of the contract.
Even
We're
if
all
everyone's working
co-directors.
voluntarily, it still needs to have some kind of contract to say, hey, I can use your image in
to make sure you're not,
marketing. I can use it in this film. I can post it wherever I want. And you're
to
not
make sure
going
you're
to
not
get
taking advantage
half.
of their rights. If
Listen,
you have to make
a
sure they're
couple of these
fed.
guys, listen, a couple of these guys are barely 18 and their songs are pretty good. So I don't know,
But
I'll
that's the
definitely
thing.
do the
You don't have to
contract.
have a crazy contract with a crazy salary. You can negotiate and be like, okay, I don't have a lot of money. You guys
The
don't.
contract can
I'm
just
not
be
paying them. I'm not paying them.
Exactly. You can just make a
contract.
contract of being like, I
Yeah,
will.
don't talk about money, Priscilla. This is contract.
I'm just saying,
Non-paying.
like,
People want
just to
want their music heard, like that's how
Yeah.
it works. Like they want
Exactly,
their
you don't have
music
money.
out there. Like
Right.
They don't
Right,
care.
but
You don't
how
have
it is.
money.
You still
If
need
you
to have
use,
a
if
contract.
you don't have a
Yo, I know
contract,
you do, but like the point is like you don't need other stuff. It doesn't need to be too crazy.
but listen, if you don't have a
Depends,
contract,
for
Brent,
real,
let's
but yeah.
say, if you don't have a contract, I mean, if you don't have money, they can say, oh, they're using my song in their movie and they didn't pay us. Like they can
not
say
just-
that.
Not
You
just
can
that.
include that
but
in the
wait,
contract.
wait.
I'm pretty sure.
Not just that,
Yeah.
but when you're distributing the film, if you're a lower budget movie or if you're a bigger budget movie, it doesn't matter. If you are getting a distributor to distribute your film, they are going to want every contract you have. And if you don't have contracts for your music, they're going to either require you to get some or they're not going to distribute it because they're not going to take on that legal liability.
Yeah,
So
I get it. I'll get a notarized letter and send it to their mom and say, hey, could your son sing for my my short? I get it. I get what you guys are saying, Priscilla. It do make sense.
all right. Who is next? Does anybody even remember?
Guys, I should probably go, by the way. So I have stuff to do.
No, V.
No,
How you gonna try to cut me before we even work together?
No, I'm sorry.
yo.
I literally I've been saying I should have probably left at 10, but I have but it's okay. Like
We have about 8 questions left. But yeah,
I'll be here on Thursday. I've literally nothing on Thursday, so I'll be here for a while. Yeah.
All right, cool. See you, Colin.
See you, man. See you guys. Bye.
See ya.
All right, later, bud.
All right.
No, Brent, I'm not going to be your scapegoat.
All right, who's next? I just asked. Who did I just ask?
V was next. V is next.
Where's
Brent's next. He's ready.
No, V is next.
who did I just ask? I can't even remember.
Me, you asked me.
V.
Oh, then it's Daniel.
V.
Oh wait, I just
V.
asked V. So then it's
Yeah.
Jen.
No.
He.
Yes.
Wait, you were next? I don't know what's happening.
Just ask V the question. It's okay.
All right, V. What are some responsibilities of a first AD?
The call sheets and stuff like that. working with the director?
They work sort of with the director. They're doing like the technical side.
Like the shooting of a schedule.
Right. But it's
Yeah,
more
like maybe the shot list and the call sheets, right?
yeah, they work with they do the shot list, and they also go through and do a script breakdown with the script supervisor,
But
and
I've also
they cue the cast and crew. So whenever there's like a certain lighting effect that's done on set that it doesn't happen until a certain moment in the scene, they'll be the ones to cue them like now, and then they'll like start waving the thing or whatever to make the lighting effect. Or if there's an extra in the background that needs to walk across to make it look like it's a busy street, they'll be the ones to cue them in and go like, you go and then you go and show
It's
them.
like the director right-hand man, basically.
Yeah,
Kind
like
yeah,
I've
like
done
they're working
some,
with all the extra people that director is not focused on because they're focused on the main forefront, and they're
Right.
focused on the background and all of that.
Right. The
I've done some
extras and all of that.
camera blocking and helping set up the cameras,
Mm-hmm.
making sure there's no redness in the eyes and stuff like that.
That's more of like a director of photography or camera operators. The assistant director is more just on with extras, giving instructions. They relay instructions. Like they'll have a headset and they'll be like quiet on set. And then when camera calls rolling, they'll say rolling, they'll repeat it so everyone knows. And they'll be like, this is a closed set or quiet or whatever, just to tell everyone what's going on so they know
Right.
what they can and can't do on set.
But can he work with the photographer as well?
What was that?
Can he work with a photographer as well? Like, are they in charge of like making sure the photographer get a certain shot? Because while the director is focusing on the actual film.
That's more of the director. The assistant director's not really concerned as much with like how the look of the film is. They're more just like how it's getting done on set. Like if the director wants it to look like a busy street, they're more worried about making sure it looks like a busy street, but not actually like what it looks like in frame.
In the syllabus, we have some videos with actual assistant directors explaining what exactly they do, how they do it, that kind of thing.
They do a lot of like, they look closely with safety and like any safety hazards. They're working really closely with the unit production manager to keep everything safe. So if there's a hazard, they have to get somebody on it to make it safe so that nobody's getting hurt on set. Okay. James, you here?
Yep.
What is the second AD?
Now, what does striking mean on set?
That's a good one. I don't know, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Striking, does anybody know?
I know.
All right, go ahead.
Striking is basically when you're basically when the gassers when they set up lights and then when they're about to shut down the lights, they call striking.
Oh, okay.
They're about to turn them on because otherwise someone could be looking at it or they could be touching it.
That.
And then they
Could it be breaking down the set too?
It's striking.
On the
Could it
light.
be breaking down the set as well?
Huh?
When
Could
they
it be
turn
breaking down the set?
What do you mean breaking down the set?
Like
No,
you
striking
say
was when you
striking,
turn the
like you
lights
bring
on,
down the
not
camera.
off.
Yeah, striking is when you're turning it on so that people aren't looking at it because those lights are very bright. They could blind people if they're looking directly at it when it's turned on. And it's very hot, so they don't want to have anyone having their hands on it. So they'll say striking and then they'll start turning it on. That way anybody can look away before it happens.
You're wrong.
What was that?
You're wrong.
I'm wrong?
Striking is.
Okay, you learn to say it in a more polite way, please.
Sorry about that. Striking means when you're turning the lights off. And oh man.
What?
Here you go. To
Let me look it
strike
up.
on a film set simply means to turn on a production light or series of lights. While it is less common in modern filmmaking, every now and then you might hear someone yell striking when turning on a light.
Okay, I've always been told it was opposite.
I don't.
But that's in
The reason
Canada.
why is
Canadian
because
thing, yeah, it
off
might be
doesn't
Canadian
matter as much as on. On is the safety hazard.
You call
Yeah.
spark when you're turning the light on. That's
Yeah,
how
that's
it,
what you just said. Turn the
Yeah,
light
when you're
on and
turning it
start
on.
striking.
Not off. Right?
Yeah, turn it on.
Because you
I
said
can't hear
off.
everyone at once.
Um,
Usually for me, it's like whenever the light goes on, they call sparking. And then when the light goes off, it's striking because you're striking out the light.
That could be a Canadian
I don't know,
thing.
like
Yeah, that could just be a
Yeah, I've
regional
never
thing.
heard that.
online,
before.
everywhere I found it, it's when it turns on. It's striking.
Yeah,
I've never
I'm
heard
looking it
sparking,
up.
but maybe that's like certain sets.
Yeah, I'm
Maybe
looking it up
it's
right
either
now.
like maybe they needed a word to like show when they're about to turn it off or on, and maybe they did that. It could be a European thing or a Canadian thing. I'll look into it and see. I just know that out of all the research we did, we looked at like books and multiple websites, and they always said striking was when you turn it on.
Yeah, I'm reading that as well. But you know, you got to remember too, different production
Yeah,
companies
right
and
here.
stuff like that.
Right here,
It's
Lakota.
different lingo,
It's the set-
yeah.
Like striking the set means breaking down the set down into individual pieces and turning off lights.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it just depends on like the
It
area,
might depend on the production,
country,
yeah.
or maybe just the production in general.
yeah. It could be just
A
breaking
lot
down the
of-
production.
A lot of things we did hear from a lot of people that like were semi-professionals or professionals was that a lot of the words that you hear in school, they won't use most of them, or they will use completely different words to mean it. So it's not necessarily a rule, all of these words.
Right.
But
Because I've noticed certain things too, like certain words.
Yeah.
Like every state, every production company, sometimes they like Priscilla was saying, they will have different terms what works for them, and
Yeah.
you know, they'll just make it their own, and that is not right or wrong. It's just that's what they use to be
Yeah.
comfortable.
what I think Dana brought up might be a good idea, because he made me think what might be a good idea is if we do decide to do a production together, when we decide to do something together, we should sit down and have like what means what.
Yep.
So everyone will, I think that's a good idea, because like he said, we could have gotten mixed up, and he might have been working the lights and we said striking. He's like, oh, it's already off. And then
And then
We
we
might
turn
have
it
heard
on
the
and
same
find him. Yeah.
Yeah, because when you're
Like-
looking it up, right, the word striking, it depends on what you use. They have different definitions. Striking manners will soon return to work. He was striking his dog. You know, different ways you
Lighting
can use the
tech-
word striking. So on set,
Lighting
it can be
technicians
different
on
ways
set.
as well.
Lighting
Yeah.
technicians on sets will either call striking, I mean not striking, I said because you said sparking, sparks, or and on sets, basically when lights are being turned on. Maybe it's just a Canadian thing.
That's a Canadian Google right there.
Yeah.
Canadian. Listen,
But yeah,
I've
so I
Googled things
feel
in
like-
different states, and it give me different definitions or whatever. You know,
Yeah.
Google
But
is
I
very
do-
tricky.
I do feel like we should have that basis. Like we should sit down together before we make anything and be like, okay, this will mean this, or this will mean that, because we have people from different countries, cultures, that kind of thing, and we don't want any mix-ups. Like that is
Right.
interesting to know. Thank you, Daniel, for bringing that up. That is interesting to know, so that we in the future know to like make sure that everyone understands what this means and that means.
And
Yeah,
also
exactly.
I'd also say something else on that is before next term, you like everyone that's from somewhere else, like myself and you guys, should go over different terms that are that you are used.
I was gonna say I might do like a whole. We might do a whole day. I'm gonna do some research and see like differences from the UK to the US, because there are a few.
Yeah.
And Canadians, if I'm not mistaken, use a lot of the UK terms. So
Oh, I didn't know
we-
that.
we
Yeah, they'll
might.
be like shilling. Like who use
it's just
shillings
because
anymore?
the US is likes to do its own thing, and it's annoying. But there's a lot of terms that are different, and that in the UK and Canada are the same, and in the US is different, or that in Canada might be different than the UK. So I
I
might
could
do
give you a
research on
perfect
that.
example. I could give you a perfect example, right? The way they spell tire in America is not the way they spell it in Trinidad. And
It-
under the British term, we spell tire Tyre. They spell tire
So
Tire
you guys
here.
are the only. You guys are the US is the only place that speaks English that you don't have OU and like journal, color, that kind of thing. And you say
Right.
Z instead of Z. So it's, yeah, there are
And-
quite a few
Right.
differences.
I
It's
grew up
how like
saying Z.
Canadians and Americans spell color differently.
Yeah,
Yes.
color, journal. I learned that when I was in New Zealand, like everything's
When I came up here, they told me I spelled color wrong. They were trying to put me in a special ed class because I was spelling tire, TYRE. And I was like, yo, what? That's how we spell it. And they were like, I said, listen, we grew up under the the English and the British. Well, mostly they were only fighting over there, the British. But we grew up on, these terms. Like I was even saying shilling. When they were like a quarter, I was like, no, I got a shilling. And they'd be like, what the hell is that? I'm like 25 cents. Like who says 25 cents anymore? People just be like a quarter, right?
So that's definitely something that I will look into, and we might do if we have like some extra time in one of the class in one of the days.
We
or
don't
a
have
day.
extra time for that. I'm sorry.
No, not today, but like some other day. We
No,
might
no,
just
no,
look
not
up
even
and-
moving
like
forward.
you guys said, like we'll definitely need to like go over if we're gonna
Yeah.
put a set together. We'll need to like go over the rules of our set, even if we don't care about like what everyone else is doing. We need to have clear communication on set.
Just let me know what we'll go over a call or something about that one day. Just let
But
me know
like
when.
I said, yeah, I might do some research and just like on the next some
No,
extra time
Priscilla,
today, be like,
you don't have
okay,
to.
guys, so here are some terms that we found that are different that we looked
You don't
up.
have
that we
to. We
asked
could do that
people.
next, like later on, like just like what
No, I
Daniel
know.
was
Like
saying.
we'll probably do that next semester or something, like right before filming or something like that. I'm just saying that
You
is
said
good to
what? Right
have.
before filming?
No, right
Yeah,
before we
oh.
like start anything, if we do. So I'm just saying that it's good to have a day where we teach people that way no one's confused, no one comes to set, like what?
Yeah, like in Vancouver, Sarah says coffee, and we said cafe.
Wait, what?
What?
Cafe isn't like a coffee place?
We say coffee here.
No. Oh, I'm tired. I need to go to bed.
Oh.
I gotta be at work at 3:40 in the morning.
Oh,
so I
shit.
gotta-
Oh, wow.
How many questions are left, honey?
There is 2.
All right, so
let's
let's
go
finish
through
up.
it.
There's 3 left. They're
Let's go
all
through them.
about terms.
What are you
so
talking about, Brent? You
Daniel,
should go
if any
to
of these are
sleep. You gotta
different,
get
let us
worked at what time?
3:40. I'm doing a double tomorrow.
Oh my goodness.
Bro.
I know, man. I'm
Oh,
trying to
there
finish
are
the
2 left.
basement.
You want to go then if you're that tired, honey?
You trying to make that? You trying to get that investment money?
Poor
Yeah,
thing.
man. I listen. My plan is to work or not be driving any buses no more. I want to get at least 2-3 properties. So I'm fixing up this basement for my office and stuff like that. But trying to see if
That's
I can
awesome.
get it some money to invest with my cousin because he's been doing a lot of real estate, and I'm trying to see if I can get something in like Pennsylvania or North Carolina. That's the goal. By the end of the year, hopefully, I can be like, maybe not work no more and just focus on this full time. Because all I need is at least about $8,000 a month, income coming in, and I'll be fine. I'll be very comfortable.
Yeah. Well,
all.
if you'd
Amen,
like,
yes,
you
all
can
right.
rest. Like it sounds like you have a lot on your plate.
I do got a lot on my
Yeah,
plate, but this is more important because this is my life. This is what I want to do with my life, and I'm not
Yeah.
gonna let no job control my life.
That's good. I like
Yeah.
No, yeah, you need both.
I just realized I made way too many potatoes, and I have like 3 more vegetables to make. That's lovely.
Right? You need to be able
Who
to.
cares
like,
about your
Random.
vegetables?
This
How
Study
you,
and-
that was so random. We went from life to vegetables. I'm going to
So I'm
sleep.
just,
I'm going
I'm
to
just
sleep.
like my brain, the way my brain works.
James,
Sorry.
you guys,
Go ahead.
love you guys. Have a good night. We'll talk later.
Good night.
Class on
All right,
Thursday. All right,
Yep.
later, guys.
Thursday we'll be going
Alright.
over what we're doing next semester and like just some of the rules and stuff like that. So,
Yes, we got rules? Okay.
oh yeah, we got rules.
Damn. All right, later.
Man.
See you, right?
All right.
Yeah.
All right, do the last 2,
All
honey.
right. All right, let's do the last 3. Raphael.
Hello.
Also, Daniel, if any of these are different for you, let us know. But yeah, when do you call out crossing on a set?
Fuck.
I know this one.
Okay. Oh, this is mixing me up.
Crossing?
You need a lifeline.
Crossing, yeah.
Yeah, I'll take Daniel.
All right, Daniel.
crossing is basically when you're crossing camera.
Yep.
Oh,
So
yeah.
when there's a camera in right beside you, whenever you cross it, you call crossing. So in case like they're rolling or something, or basically so they know ahead of time, so it doesn't mess up their shot, so they can hold on to the camera if need to.
Yep. It's just like
Wait,
if they're trying to
seriously?
do anything with the camera, they're just it's making sure that they know you're getting ready to cross it
And sometimes
That is
people
like
use
the
it with
easiest.
lights too.
with lights. Oh, like if you're
Yeah.
oh yeah, because it causes the shadow.
Yeah.
That makes sense. All right. So yeah, crossing. All right, V or no, Sarah.
I think I've answered more questions than anyone else at this point. Says the sleepy guy.
Good job, Daniel.
Sarah,
Okay.
what does 10-1 mean on a set? If they say 10-1,
Oh, bathroom break?
yep. Daniel, that's the same for you?
Yep. Actually, there's two. I've heard two different ones. So I've heard 1091 and I've heard 10-1.
You turned what 10 what?
91.
91. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But both
And I'm
mean
like,
bathroom?
I was so confused when I first started. I'm like, what is that?
Yeah. All right.
I don't know where that's from, to be honest. I don't know if that was a thing or someone mixed it up or something.
I don't know. Maybe it's just like on an individual set, like we said. Who knows?
Or they're used to different language or something.
Yeah. Okay. V. What is a hot brick on a set? Someone says they need a hot brick. What are they saying they need? No, that's an apple box. Apple box, right? Apple crate.
I'll be the lifeline to anyone that needs it.
Wait, the apple box or apple crate? Apple box, right?
Is it better?
You're talking about an apple box.
Apple crate, yeah, okay. So, does anyone else know what
I
a
know.
hot brick?
Is it battery?
Yep.
Yep, it's a battery. It's a walkie-talkie battery.
Or a battery.
It can be used as a different battery, but they usually use it for walkie-talkies.
What is it called?
A hot brick.
Hot break?
Yeah, it just means I need a fully
Hot
charged
brick?
battery, and it could be like any
Yeah, it
kind
means a fully charged one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say it probably wouldn't be a hot break if it was dead, but that makes sense. Somebody makes time for that.
Yeah. They'll usually be calling that out to like the PAs and stuff, and the PA will go get a fresh battery or already have one on their belt or whatever and give it to them.
Yep.
But yeah, that's all our questions, you guys.
But usually that's for camera operators for camera batteries.
Yeah. Like I said, it's like used for all sorts of batteries, but it's but the main one I feel like they use it for is walkie-talkies just because everyone's using this constantly.
I think the main one is camera, but that's just my opinion. But also I just noticed another different thing between you and between the States and Canada.
What's
How
that?
you call it I call it Apple box because that's what I'm used to. And you called it Apple crate.
No,
Oh,
I
yeah,
was trying to
the
figure
Apple
out. It is an Apple box, I believe. I was trying
Okay.
to figure out. I was like, is it Apple crate or Apple box? I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
But I think it's Apple box, like you said.
Yeah.
And,
And
there's like the different
types of-
sizes, the different ways of doing it too, like the New
me-
York.
we should explain what an Apple box is in this while we're talking about it.
Apple box
I was gonna
is
say, what is it?
a solid wooden box that they use for people to stand on, either to reach something. Sometimes they use them for actors if they're too short, and like if they're too short, they want them to look taller. They'll put an Apple box underneath them. It's just like a really solid box that people use for reaching lights or.
Oh, they use it for camera. They use it for camera. So sometimes it'll be protected from the mud, or they want to make the camera taller. And
Is that like like as a prop or as like an off-screen thing?
It's not a prop at all.
It's not a prop. It's more just like a utility
off screen
for all of crew.
And also
sometimes they use them for seats. They just use them to sit down. Like some people use them.
And they come in various different sizes as well.
Yep. There's like a fourth, I think, right? A fourth and eighth.
There's a quarter, a half, and a full.
There's also a video in the syllabus talking about it, like what it is. When it's, I believe, in the part about film terms, and it shows the different kinds and what they're used for and what they are.
Yep. So let me just share my screen real quick with you guys.
Like a quarter is about probably the size of your thumb.
Here you go.
There you
See, those are the 4 different ones. Pancake, that's the other one.
Oh,
Pancake's
that-
like the flattest one on top.
That's a good price. Damn.
The quarter one's the one right underneath it, and then you got the half box and the full box.
I
And
need to
then
get.
there's like the video explained. There's 3 different ways they say. There's probably different for Canada, but they said like New York style is if you stand it straight up, you know, like the Eiffel
Yeah,
Tower.
that's the same thing in Canada. That we call the New York style.
Okay,
Because
and Chicago's like flat, right?
Yeah, the
And
reason they do that.
what's sideways? There's another name. It's
that
New York,
is-
Chicago, and LA.
Well,
Or no?
No, I don't remember what it's called, but the reason they call when it's standing like that is because it looks like the Statue of Liberty, how it stands up.
Ah, okay.
And then the one is because Chicago is flat.
Yep. And then there's one for sideways, but I don't remember what the name is.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
Do you remember, Priscilla?
No, I'm busy at the moment.
I've never,
Okay.
I've seen the top one there.
Huh?
I know the top looks like a laptop, a wooden laptop. I never seen one that flat.
Yeah,
This one.
That one.
Oh yeah, that one's the pancake they call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go to the one beside it again.
The 4th.
Yeah, that one is what I usually call a pancake. I've never seen the other one.
Ah, okay. Yeah, so it's 4th, half, full, and pancake. Which is it's just kind of like a cutting board, honestly.
Yeah, it kind of does.
But yeah, that's what the apple boxes are.
Pancakes are usually good for like I said, like usually some people will use rubber mats, some people will use apple boxes to like if they're filming outside. So it has some traction to the ground.
Okay. And so that it's not on the ground, right?
Because when some tripods will have that rubber, so it just stays one spot. Yep. Yeah, that's very true. And also that's what bags are for too. I've been in this. Dang.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to look up. Oh, it is LA. So the 3 positions they say, at least in Wikipedia, it says New York is when the apple box is stood up like this. Texas or Chicago style is position. So the apple box is resting on its longest narrow side. So it'd be like sideways. And then LA position is position. So the apple box is flattest, 8-inch high.
Okay.
So New York's tall, Chicago's on its side, LA's flat.
Can you send that to me?
Yeah. Let me copy this.
But yeah.
Good. Does anybody
Good.
have any questions or anything about anything you want to comment on about this whole semester? Anything you guys learned that we didn't cover?
Are apple boxes something you can DIY?
Kind of, but
If you know how to work with wood, I suppose.
if you know the measurements, yeah, technically you could, but it's preferred not to because that makes it liability on set.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. You're totally right.
Oh, if it breaks, yeah.
I'd be down to build a set. That'd be fun and play in it.
Probably have
You
a
have, like,
standard
nails
one.
sticking out.
Like,
You probably have a standard one that you buy. That way, if anything happens to it, it's not your fault. You can't be sued.
Like I just one myself, an apple box, which I want to replace down the road, but it's a steady crate.
Mm.
But it's just like you got to be very careful on sets because anyone will sue you for anything.
Yeah, that's why I was talking to Brent about like, no, you need to have
Yeah,
Legal forms for everything. Like cover
and
yourself.
just taking people's music without asking is not smart.
No, no.
What is not smart?
Taking people's music without asking or getting permission.
Oh,
I
Unless
know.
you-
Even just getting verbal permission, like Brent was saying, like that's not that's not
Verbal
good.
permission
That's
is
scary.
you could get verbal permission right now. I could tell you, oh yeah, I give you all rights to use any of my footage. Then I could, by next week when you use it, I could bring you to court and sue you for everything.
Yeah.
And say, I didn't say that. What are you talking about? You have no proof of me saying that.
Right.
oh my God! People that sue over like the ridiculous things are not my no.
You're from BC, so we both get that.
Yeah, I just think it's ridiculous. Like people are like so uncaring that they're like, you know what I mean? Like such a
Oh,
minor
they care.
thing.
They just care about their pockets. That's what they care
That's
about.
what I'm saying. But they'll throw somebody under the bus for such a tiny minor thing. Again, it's pretty much just to steal money from people. I mean, I'm all for suing if there's an actually very good reason, like you get hurt or there's damage, or you know what I mean.
Or they stole something from you. Yeah. Like if they stole your idea or your script, then yeah, that's grounds for it.
Yeah, especially if it's like a big idea. I mean, like if you just throwing around like some ideas at a party or something, and somebody like kind of uses it, I'd let that go. But yeah, it's a whole script somebody rips off. That's pretty dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cold.
Yeah.
I had one person try to sue my idea recently.
He did what?
Mhm.
They tried to steal my feature film idea.
Mhm.
And I just told him, like, I haven't copyrighted. You try that. I'm going to bring you to court. And it's like, do you actually have a copyright? I'm like, yes. I bluffed them.
Good
And
job.
it's like, oh, okay, guess I'm not using it. I'm like, yeah, exactly.
You
You're not
should get it copyrighted though, right? Because it's only like
Yeah, if you're already in production, you should probably be copyrighted.
No, the script's not finished yet for that one.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Once the script is finished, I'm actually going to go get it copyrighted.
Oh, okay.
Smart.
Smart.
It's very smart.
Hey,
That's good.
so does anybody have any like Daniel, I mean, I sent the link. It's in the chat.
Do you
But-
want to send it just through Facebook just so I don't lose it when we end?
Oh yeah, sure.
But I am gonna buy some of those Apple boxes
Mm-hmm.
because they're useful. They're very useful to have on set.
Yeah, I heard they're used for like pretty much everything.
Just
That's
remember
awesome.
to count for a U.S. tax as well.
Sorry?
If you're buying it off a U.S., remember to calculate the difference.
You're cutting out a lot.
Oh, the
Oh.
internet's crap. Just remember to calculate the difference if you're buying it off a U.S. price, a U.S. website.
Well, I'm gonna look for Canadian prices, but
Oh, okay.
Okay, but does anybody have anything you guys want to say about this semester? Anything you guys learned that wasn't covered, or any questions or anything? Or
No, I just gotta finish the projects and stuff. Last meeting thing. And then are we meeting this Thursday?
oh, was that?
When's the next meeting?
Oh, it's Thursday. We're gonna be going over the next semester on Thursday. We're talking about like what we're studying and the rules and all that stuff.
So we
Mm-hmm. And then the last meeting is Monday, and that'll end next Monday, and that'll end the semester. We'll be reading everybody's newest assignments if you guys haven't done.
I'm so excited.
It's funny thinking that most of us are gonna have it ready by
I'm
then.
excited
Exactly.
to read James's. I'm excited to read Raphael's.
You're funny to think that half of us even started.
Oh, I'm hopeful. I'm sorry if I believe in you more than you do in yourself.
Please.
you might believe in us, but we don't believe in ourselves.
All right, guys. I'm gonna stop right there though.
If